Hi and welcome. We are going to discuss about time management techniques and how to effectively manage your time to optimize your productivity throughout the day as a solopreneur. So the first thing we are going to do is to see the reason as to why time management is okay, or why is it important. Uh, Time is limited, and that's what you are trading on most of the time, especially when you are beginning out. You need to work for a maximum of 8 hours in a day to stay productive and balanced. Time management is a crucial aspect of any freelancer because the only thing that you have is space freedom. But the work will definitely take time to satisfy and deliver. And when you're starting out, like myself, when I was starting out, I used to work up to 16 hours in a day. So I used to do all the front and back end. And it goes without saying that when you're not doing the work, you are looking or finding work or learning how to do it effectively. And so having good management skills, your time is an asset on your belt. Okay, so what are the effective time management practices? So the first practice is to prioritize high impact tasks, and this is by focusing on activities that align with long term business goals and delegate lower priority tasks. Then, after you have prioritized high impact tasks, then you use time blocking. And for time blocking, you schedule dedicated time slots for deep work, meetings, personal tasks, so that you prevent multitasking. And you should note that high priority or demand tasks should be done in the morning when you are most productive. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram here, we have a typical work day from Monday through Friday, and it starts at 8 to 8:30. So it's 8:30. So the person wakes up. So technically me. So I wake up and then for 30 minutes I prepare breakfast and have it. So I don't take heavy breakfast in the morning. I just prepare some coffee to warm up the day, and then from 9 to 10:30, I do focus time. So this is a deep work session for 1.5 hours. Then from 10:30 to 11:30, 1 hour, I do client calls. So that is combined into around 2 hours 30 minutes. And then from 11:30 to 2:30, that's where I normally prepare my lunch and eat it before 12:30 p.m. And from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m., that is also a focus time. That is another time block for deep work. And then from there, I quick sync. That is 12:30 to 2:30, and here I have a time to look at my socials, scroll a bit, take a break. Then I check on the features of the project that we are going to do, and then I do a presentation to my team. And then from 4 to 5 is also a focus time, and I work out from 5 to 6 p.m. and then from 7 I do cook dinner, and then my day is like that. So that's how I do time blocking. Yeah? And you too can do the same. So what does effective time management practices do to you? So one, to do this, you need to leverage on technology. So you can use project management tools like ClickUp and Trello to streamline workflows and monitor progress. For example, this is a job board for uh, using ClickUp. So it gives a snapshot of the workload, how much task has not been assigned, how much has been done, who is assigned what, and then so the dashboard gives you everything. So it has tasks, meetings, block list, book list, that is customers, and every other task that you're supposed to do. So it has a workspace. And then you should set boundaries and by clearly defining working hours to avoid overcommitting and to maintain work-life balance. And to do this, it helps you. By doing this, it helps you to be an all-round person. Okay, so there is no feelings of burnout. You also get confidence as a person because you know you have done this and you're also going to do this. So those small commitments. So those small commitments and achievement of goals, they build up your credibility, and you can also start believing in yourself and build that momentum for productivity. Then prioritize tasks using 80-20 rule. That is, focus on the 20% of activities that generate 80% of the solution. So here you concentrate on the deep work. Yeah? So deep work is going to take like 20%, but generating 80% of the results. And by so doing is you concentrate on activities that are result oriented. For example, uh, concentrating on social media metrics, engaging, it can take 80% of your time, but the results are less than 10% because of from the engagement and the scrolling. I don't think you can close any deal. But when you use much of the time to do the actual work, now you're going to generate good results because the client is going to get the work done, and they're going to get paid for that. Then set clear goals and deadlines. So break long-term goals into smaller, actionable tasks with deadlines to maintain momentum and avoid procrastination. And another pit that I see most solopreneurs engage in and fall is multitasking and not setting clear guidelines. So when you have divided attention over many tasks, then your attention span reduces, your productivity also reduces, the quality of your output reduces, and this affects your general efficiency. And therefore I would highly advise you that you do not engage in any kind of multitasking, but have every project mapped out. Okay. Yes, and then limit personal meetings. So only schedule meetings that are absolutely necessary and shorten them by having clear agendas and focus on decision making and setting time limits for each meeting. I prefer that if it is an internal meeting, have it less than 30 minutes. If it is a client meeting, a maximum of 1 hour. And but an ideal one is 20 around 30 to 45 minutes is okay. And then make sure that you take breaks and rest, and because regular breaks improve your mental clarity and productivity. Try techniques like Pomodoro method, where you work for 25 minutes with the interval of short breaks. But for me, to maintain high focus, I engage in 1 hour or 2 hours deep work, and then I take a 30-minute break. And that way I'm able to maximize my productive hours, especially in the morning and afternoon. Because after that, my body wears off. Then incorporate a social media diet. That is, setting clear time frames within which you consume social media content and respond to messages. Here, you intentionally reduce the time that you spend on social media to improve mental well-being, productivity, and focus. And therefore, you only engage in social media, consume or scroll or binge watch at specific times of the day. Okay, apart if it is not during that time, then you're not going to use to consume any or log into your socials. This is a good way of reducing the time wasted. Then how can you set this? So you can use app timers to limit daily usage. So it sets a time on each app. So once that time is lapsed, then the app restricts access. Then the second step is to allocate specific time during the day for checking social platforms. Then turn off all communication from social apps to minimize distractions, because they have this tendency of somebody has texted you, somebody has liked you, and has replied also, so you get distracted. And turning off communication makes sure that even during your deep work session, you are not distracted. Then curate your feed to ensure that you consume that will benefit you. So you start by unfollowing negative or unproductive accounts, and then ensure that your timeline or feed is populated with content that motivates you, adds to your knowledge, and is of benefit to you. Then, the last thing is use social media with a purpose instead of aimlessly scrolling. So, go to social media or log into platforms that you know that they are going to be of benefit. For example, I find YouTube more fulfilling. It is less exhausting and less manipulative than other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. So after, and you too can gauge this after you have used the platform like YouTube, you learn, but for Instagram and TikTok, it's only entertainment and self-comparison, which is a great way of draining yourself. So what is the conclusion? Is that the time we have is now, so not procrastinate. And by being busy, it doesn't mean that you are productive. You can be busy and unproductive. So what matters is, what are you doing with your time? Working less hours and taking meaningful breaks is important to ensure that you are all rounded and you are concentrating on the tasks that are going to benefit you and have 80% of the results. And having specific time to use social media is very useful for any freelancer or any solopreneur, because time is of essence. Time is valuable, and nothing can beat anything out of it, because the moment you lose touch with your time, then it is done.